Welcome everybody, welcome back to Homestead Heart. I'm in the kitchen this evening, and I wanted to show y'all one of the best investments we have made when it comes to our canning supplies, okay? Now, I know what I'm about to show you. A lot of my Hispanic sisters and brothers may say, that's not what you do with it. But when Mr. H saw this and he said, I think you should do that, I'm like, I think I should too. Plus, I remembered one of my beautiful Hispanic sisters from back home. She had a pot like this. And I'm like, I remember that pot. And you all, it is called a caldero. Look at how big this pot is. Woo! Look at that. This is almost a 29-quart pot. Okay, look at that. Now, I know you can use it for meats and stews and things of that nature, but you all, I'm using it for something different. Now, I got this pot on and it's probably hot. Yeah, it's ready to go. Let me bring y'all a little closer. Now, although I'm about to do some canning, this is not a canning video, okay? This right here is just simply me showing you how I'm using this beautiful, beautiful pot, you all. It is a beautiful pot, and right now I got some onions, some bell peppers, some shishito peppers in that pot. Y'all, I love these shishito peppers. These are so good. I think these are a Japanese type of pepper that they use actually as a snack or an appetizer with soy sauce or whatever. But I found that when I just saute them and season them, I literally can put this on a piece of toast and eat it. They are that good sauteed, okay? But you all, I've added them to my little mix right here because I'm getting ready to can some homemade sausage, okay? But I'm gonna actually cook it a little bit, crumble it a little bit, and then get it in my jars. My jars are already in my heating up canner, not hot, just warming up because the meat is gonna be hot, right? So I am putting all of this in this caldero. Now let me tell you, this caldero has done some wonderful things so far. All of my tomatoes that I have been bringing out of the garden, you know, I hate taking the skins off of tomatoes because it just takes so long. In that stock pot, you're dropping a few in at a time. It takes forever. So that's why I don't like it, okay? But with this pot, I barely fill it up halfway with water. Put that lid on. This flying saucer. I put that lid on, you all, and that water starts boiling. It starts boiling. And my tomatoes, I put all of them in there at one time. I set me a timer for 1 minute. The first batch was 1 minute. The second batch was 2.5 minutes or something because I didn't give the water a chance to kind of heat back up again. But I put all of them in there. And I took them all out within like coming up on that minute, getting them in that cold ice water in the sink. And then I was done with 2 big batches of tomatoes, getting them in the water and out. I was done just like that. And I'm like, where have you been my whole life? Let me turn this fire up. But you all, this pot, I'm loving this pot. Let me pull you up even. It heats up real good. Oh, this smells so good. That smells so good. You all, listen, it heats up really, really nice. As long as you got it centered. Hold on. As long as you got it centered on the eye, it heats up perfectly. So this has been an amazing investment because it allows me to do a lot without it being like deep, you know, like the big stock pots, I like this caldero because it has some depth to it, right? It has some depth to it, but it's more wide. And for certain dishes that I make for canning, this is awesome for that. It's like a one pot prep pan, right? And then even with what I'm about to do here, I don't know if I'm going to walk y'all through the whole thing. I might have to do a separate video on how I make my homemade sausage and then how I'm going to get it all canned up. And if you remember, now, I like to use my 1.5 size jars when it comes to canning meats. But I've recently decided that for things like chicken legs, I'm going to have to go, and chicken thighs, I'm going to have to go ahead and go back to using my quarts because I can get a little bit more in the jar, and I'm trying to save my jars, right? So, but the ground turkey, turkey meatballs or whatever, I use the 1.5 size jars for, and it works out. Lamb, whatever. If I could get it in a 1.5, I will. So the only change has been the legs and the thighs, the chicken legs and thighs, okay? But as this heats up, you all, oh man, that smells so good. This big old pot, I'm gonna bring y'all a little closer so y'all can see down in this pot. This pot, I just love it. Let me get y'all high. I hope y'all can see that. Woo! Look at this big old pot. It's just massive. Look at that. Just look at that. It's just massive. And then I think I have about, what, 10 pounds of turkey. I'm going to put it all in here. Oh! There we go. I'm going to drop all of that in there. And break this up. And mix it around. And I'm not going to cook it all the way through. It's more or less going to be like a slight browning, you know, because it's going to cook the rest of the way in the canner. But you all, I wanted to show y'all this caldero here. I'm going to need my glove because this pan gets hot. I wanted to show you all this caldero and how big it is. And look, you see it. Like I said, I got about 10 pounds of turkey sausage in here. And you can see how big the pot is. How'd it burn? That I could even have put more in here if I wanted to. But this will do. So I'm going to break this up. I could get my little meat thingy and break this up. But I'm mixing all of these peppers around in this sausage. Look at that pot. I'm even bending my little spoon. Look at this pot. Just look at all of that in there. Just look at that. Can y'all see that? Look at that. And there's still more room in this big old giant pot for more. But that's 10 pounds. One batch. I'm not doing multiple batches in my big skillet. One batch. This is it. 10 pounds. So, I know y'all are going to... Where did you get the pot? Where did Mr. H... Ow! Where did Mr. H find this pot? Let me tell you. Okay. So, Mr. H found this pot at a restaurant supply store, but you can go to whatever restaurant supply store in your area. Whatever, just Google restaurant supply stores in your area, and they may have a caldero. This one was 29 bucks. $29. Well, that's what they charged him for because they couldn't find a price. It probably was more than that. It probably was more expensive than that. But they charged $29 because I think it probably was more expensive for something this size. I think they just made up a price until they could figure out what the price was. So she's like, $29. But you all, when I looked up the prices of these things online, they were more expensive than what Mr. H paid for this. Okay? So, I'm telling you, if you can get your hand on one, a used one, garage sales, it doesn't matter. I think this is a great investment for doing a large batch all at one time. Yes. And so, look at there. My meat is starting to cook. All ready. All ready. Oh, Mr. H is home. I hear him right now walking in the door. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to go. I just wanted to show you all out my new, like one of the best investments we could have made for our canning supplies. This is it right here. This is it right here. I don't need to use my stock pot or a single skillet. When I need to do things like this, I can do it all right here, and I can do it all at once. And for me, that is a big time saver, because time, you all, when you have so much to do on the homestead, especially during the busy season, when you can take time to get things done quickly instead of all day, several hours of the day, this really helps. This makes a difference. It's a time saver for me, okay? So you all, that's going to do it. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I had to share this with you because I'm loving this. I'm like, I've been using this and I ain't even showed nobody. So I had to share it with you all. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I hope y'all are in y'all kitchen, canning squad. Wait, well, you know what it say. I hope y'all are in y'all kitchen getting some canning done as well. If you need a little canning motivation, I hope this helps. All right, that's going to do it. Thank y'all so much for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. I got to go greet my Mr. H, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video.